Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's lots. Yeah, your side view. Oh, that's good.
Another window for Villanova University, for the court chapel. There is a third day, and beside Oscar Romero, Bishop Oscar Romero, same size. When it's finished, will look like the one that you've seen on the 11th of September memorial. Okay. So. You have seen the glass plain without being painted, and now you see the glass finished, okay, with a painting on and fire, okay, because these guys need to be fired, because unlike any other method of painting, by the way, anybody paint on canvas paper? Colleen, paint on canvas?
Canvas.
Wow.
Not very
oil.
good, but I do it.
Oil, I mean, canvas, paper, wood, any material that retain the paint that you put on, you know, that you want, you can go over again and correct it. Here you see, unfortunately, the glass is not porous, so if you apply one kind of painting, then you have to be careful for if you want to add something, and you always have to do that. Because, you know, for example, this is the decoration here in front. This is the original. See, this is the first passage. You cannot do everything in one go. You have to do it in stages. For example, you do the dark lines, the stark black, and then you need to apply the shading. But you have to be careful, because if you not, you don't know what you're doing, you risk with the second passage to remove what you have already previously. This is a complication, you know, that has always afflicted our painters, our artists in the Middle Ages. Now it's quite easily resolved, because you can do this, fine. This can go in the kiln. You fire it, and then once it's fired, you know, you can go over with whatever, you know, it resists another scratching for 800 years, like the windows in the church which is what, by the way, we guarantee our windows as well. Okay, so in case you have problems in 800 years, you can come back with very serious. Okay, so now it's easy, because you put the stuff in the kiln, turn on all your here's 500 to 1 minute, 10 minutes there, blah blah blah. Push the button and go for a glass of wine or a beer and whatever. And when you come back, the work is done. But in the Middle Ages, they didn't have electricity. To fire, they had to go to the woods, chop half a forest, make it 2 blocks like this, put it in a cart with the oxen, and take this cart back to the furnace and fire for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, until they get the right temperature to let's say, cook this paint onto the glass. So it was a little difficult. So what they came out with is they invented the use of different material to dilute the paint which is actually the paint that we're using for painting actually is just a dark color mostly, that is ground glass and oxides like copper, iron, etc., to give it that color. And these are non-transparent, so when you apply, they block the light, and so you have the effect of dark and light. You have the shading. Okay. So this material can be diluted in different ways in order to overlap more than one layer. Now this part has been done using greasy medium, some evaporated turpentine, or poppy seeds oil, linseed oil, something greasy that does not react with water. So once this dilution, this material diluted with that oil has dried, we can go over with the same material but applied, diluted with water only. So the two do not interact, and therefore you can apply a layer like this one, for example. This is a test. They can be diluted all over, displayed all over the piece of glass. So from this we work upside down. In other words, instead of doing like with technique of applying oil or watercolor, here we remove. So that's why we are a little contorted. We have to think upside down, and vice versa. So if you go now over here and you scratch it, you see you can produce certain shading, which is what you want to achieve this result. This is how it is. It was this phase, for example, before it was covered totally with this maximum dark, so it was all darkest, and then gently, with various brushes that have different effects, you remove where you want the light. So you don't add the dark, you remove the light. So we say that at this point that everything is ready to be in, once it's finished, we are in the middle now. Once it's finished, it goes in the kiln, will be fired to 600 Celsius, 1200, 1300 Fahrenheit more or less. And when it comes out, it's like this. You can scratch it. Okay, last 800 years-ish.
So it's cut before it's painted?
Sorry?
Cut before it's painted?
Yes. You have seen the pieces on the other, the pink pieces over there. They are cut to shape, exactly where they have to be. And then we bring them here, and this is the part of the central part of that window that goes in here. Because you remember I said that they want, these are the original, you see, this is where it finishes here. And they wanted to move it to a larger window, so we need to produce this part, which is the one that you see on the other. So, in the Middle Age, also they used the back to paint because they could exploit. Must take advantage of the maximum possibilities to add more layers of paint. So once they had painted this part with a greasy medium or with whatever is sticky, like anything that is sticky can be used, like blood, egg, gum arabic, urine, beer, anything, vinegar, everything they can use. And then they wanted to use the back as well. So to use the back, you can simply lean, you see, one corner against a piece of glass. So this face that is painted does not touch the ground, the bottom of the glass. So you can operate on this part. In general, this part they apply the patina, which is simply opaque paint, does not require too much attention, or some silver stain that applies a golden finish. And then at this point you're just taking it from on the side, because wherever you touch, you remove. If you do this, you see, you spoil it. So you have to be careful to use it like that. Place it into the kiln shelf, and once it's there, no moving, because if you do that, you scratch it, and fire it, as we said before. Yeah, this is more or less the painting. If you have any question about this part, leading part.
Painters work here or in their own studios?
The painter works here because once the material is being painted, you cannot transport it to other places. We have the kilns in there where we need to, where we fire. So we need to move. Actually, we bring the kiln shelves here. We take the pieces, place them in the kiln shelf, and kiln, click, beer. That's it.
Who does your paintings, please?
This is a painter who knows how to paint.
Oh, okay.
And this is important because when you have to do some restoration, you need to be able to reproduce, let's say, figures as they are. You cannot be one of these creative artists that make their Christ with two eyes on this side, like that, simply because they can't do different. Okay. From this guy here, I upset the abstract, because I know that if he wants, he can paint classic. But not from one guy that doesn't know his head by his ass. So, to speak French. Yeah, some people, they say, no, I do, no, this was done in the past. Now, this is what we take to express ourselves in different ways, in more abstract. Because if you want to know if a painter is a good painter, are you asking to paint this hand? If they can paint a hand, they're not artists. Okay, so if you follow me in the next room, again, I'll show you the painting. It's a little, okay. Andalusia. shaped like an H, you can see. They are shaped like an H because we do the both sides. Indicate one piece on this side, the other piece on the other side. Yes. So we start with this, you know. Glass, lead glass, and then, for example, we need to place a piece over here. We cut with this simple cutters, shape the lead to match. Okay, it has to be precise here. Then we